Hello there, everybody. My name is Amista, and we are here to do a little bit of tarot reading, a little bit of Reiki, and just a little bit of chit chat, catch up with some of my regulars, meet some new people, just have some fun kind of hanging out a little bit tonight. And I came over here without my tarot deck. Can you believe that? I spread it out to take pictures for the cover, and I forgot to pick it up and bring it back over before I started the camera. My apologies. Life is funny sometimes, huh? I did have a picture of this deck kind of scattered out, but I didn't like it because it was a little too blurry. But I'm going to say this deck is pretty well shuffled right now. Oh, goodness. All right. So we're actually going to start with some Reiki, like 5 minutes of Reiki. Hello there, Nomad. Hello there, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. A little bit of a disorganized start here, but we're moving on. Let's do 5 minutes of Reiki. I'm going to do Reiki for whatever's for the highest and best good of each of y'all. If y'all have something specific you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and set that intention. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to do this for about 5 minutes, and then after that, we will move on. You just drinking some black tea? Isn't it kind of late to be drinking that kind of caffeine? Or are you ADHD like me? What have I been up to? I've been working on my newsletter today. I got it out. I got it completed about an hour before it went out. Tammy Bambi, happy Sunday evening, my friend. How are you? Need some motivation and inspiration. Jennifer Davies, hello. We're going to focus on the Reiki for right now. After that, we'll take requests about messages. I like to run it that way. I don't want to be disrespectful of the Reiki energy, so we'll just keep it separate. Glad to hear that you are doing good. It's been a while since I've seen you in the room, probably like last Sunday or something. I must be going live whenever you're busy. Busy, busy, busy. So we still have about 3.5 more minutes of Reiki left. Make sure you're setting your intention if you have anything special you want the Reiki to focus on. Somebody's really pulling a lot of energy on their crown chakra tonight. Crown chakra has to do with our relationship with the divine. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that already. I appreciate it. Yay! This channel is growing slow but steady. We're over 200 now on this channel. Soon to be more. If you guys don't mind sharing this video out to somebody else who might like to have a reading, that would be fantastic as well. We've got a little bit more than 2 more minutes of Reiki. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. All the commenting helps as well. That gets YouTube to serve this video to more people. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing to support me. It is fantastic. Someone's got pulling a lot of Reiki energy all the way up their left side of their body. Feels like definitely from the hip up. Maybe even all the way up the left side of the body. Minute and a half on the Reiki. You don't feel anything? You might not. I usually do, but it's because I'm super sensitive to energy. I usually feel it going out to people. Not everybody feels Reiki when it comes in, though. I don't feel it as much as I used to just because I guess it's just because I normally send it out. I've got a tolerance built up. All right, 15 more seconds. Is that right? No, 30 more seconds. Gotta watch me. Oh, you're quite welcome. It's always fun when people can identify it. That's why I like to tell you guys what I'm feeling. Somebody's definitely got something happening in their third eye chakra area too right now as well. All right, let's wrap this up. All right, let's take a peek at our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours and see what shows up. Best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. By the way, guys, if you ever really need Reiki and you can't afford a session, you can always open up some of these where I'm doing the Reiki as well, and you can just appropriate that Reiki for yourself, even if you were here before and did it. Energy is not limited by time or by space, and that includes Reiki energy. And you can replay and replay and replay as long as you need to. Although as a business person and as somebody who likes to interact directly with my clients, I would love to do a Reiki session for you, of course. All right, so okay, best manifestation message over the next 24 hours. I'm really curious what we get here on YouTube because Facebook's was rough. We don't always get the same thing. We usually don't get the same thing from both. It's interesting. Okay, so not the same at all, actually. We've got the 3 of spells. So basically, this talks about making some kind of long-term plans over the next 24 hours. And these long-term plans take us from a place of being sad or upset or anxious into a place of being satisfied, happy, and fulfilled, and recovering from whatever that sadness is. And it gets us to a payday. So make some plans to get over some kind of sadness that has to do with payday. That's our best manifestation advice for today. I should say for the next 24 hours because it's definitely evening here. Boop, ba-da-doo, doo, boop, boo. Okay, now we're taking requests. Now we are taking requests. Okay, Nomad. And then Cheryl. And Jen. And Andrew. I know. And yep, look at that. All right, let's see. Tammy. Is there anybody else in here that hasn't said anything? I don't think so. All right, we've got our list together, starting off with Nomad. After that, we're looking at Cheryl, then Jen, then Andrew, then Tamabamba. Thank you. Whoever put that thumbs up on the video, I appreciate that. Thank you. If there's anybody else in the room that would like to have me look at a question for them, just put that question in the chat box. If you don't have a question and you still want me to read for you, put message from spirit in the chat box. Excuse me. Dana G, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Happy Sunday evening. Excuse me. All right, Ms. Desiree, a message from Spirit. Let's see what we've got. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Eagle, hello, hello. Okay, so Eagle has a question. Eagle, what is your real first name, please? They use first names to connect when possible. All right, Desiree, what do we have here? Interesting. First of all, we have the Child of Spells. Gosh, there's a glare here, sorry. Child of Spells talks about this idea of somebody coming up to you and saying that they are on board with an inspired idea that you have about something you want to do that makes you feel enthusiastic. And this is covered by the Two of Challenges. It looks to me like this other person saying they're on board has really helped you make your decision about whether you're going to move forward with this or not. Okay. Now, next thing I'm looking at, oopity-doo-doo. Best advice or heads up around this situation. First of all, we have the Lovers. This says this doesn't have to be romantic, guys, but this does talk about some kind of partnership that's involved with this. Well, we kind of get that too with the Page of Wands. There's somebody coming on board, so that would be kind of a partnership. But that's a nice positive card to have it come up like that. We have the Seven of Visions showing up in reverse. This talks about a partnership that's really focused on something. What's it really focused on? Well, it's focused on the Eight of Challenges in reverse. It's focused on no longer overthinking or second guessing, but breaking free from those kind of thought patterns, making that decision and moving forward. Looks to me like this whole idea that there's somebody coming on board with you really helps you make this decision to move forward with whatever this inspired idea is. Ms. Desiree. Dana G, that's a big question, honey bunny. You're on the list. Could be both. Sometimes we have a cycle, a time when we're going through cycles to learn something. So things may be happening in more than one place that are similar and following the same pattern. So that was Nomad. Next up, we have Cheryl. Cheryl. Here we go. Everybody else be looking out for a piggyback message. Okay, so Cheryl, what do we have here? Ooh. We have the Seeker of Spells. This is somebody who is putting energy all kind of different places, kind of has their energy scattered out. And what's covering this? We've got a liar showing up here. This liar is the one that has you scattering your energy and putting energy, not all in the same place. Whoever this is that is telling you non-truths that's making you confused, and that's what's making you actually scatter the energy. Sometimes that can be our own thought patterns, our own mind, but I don't know. Kind of feel like maybe this is a person here today. I do not have a schedule. I have Uranus in my 6th house. I don't have a schedule for anything, honey. I used to have to work for people, and I used to be on a schedule, and that was so stifling. Nay. So here's what I would recommend, Dana. I would recommend subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell, and then also turn on your YouTube notifications on whatever your device is, so you know either when I upload or when I go live. And by the way, guys, there are weekly videos out for this week already on my channel as well. If you want to watch those later, they are there. Best advice or heads up for Miss Cheryl and anybody else who's getting a piggyback message. We have sunlight coming up in reverse. Gosh, there's such a glare. So sorry. So sunlight in reverse just basically means that the first bit of advice is to do something along with somebody else that you really enjoy, that makes you feel satisfied, happy, and fulfilled. All right. Now, I don't know that this is advice as much as heads up. We've got the Four of Visions, which talks about, oh, I know what this is. This is a pity party. Let the liar have a pity party. It's okay if the liar has a pity party. Okay. Moonlight. This is interesting. Usually, moonlight talks about the idea that things are happening that we're not aware of. I think what's actually happening here that somebody is not aware of, Cheryl, is that the liar doesn't know that you know that they're a liar. So I think this is kind of like, you don't have to confront this person. Let them have a pity party because you're going off to do something else rather than scattering your energy all over just for them. Let them have that pity party, and you don't even have to confront them or tell them that you know anything. Doesn't have to be a big deal that you don't have to call them a liar to their face just because they are. That's a lesson it took me a long time to learn. Once I started doing the psychic stuff and I was getting hits all the time, I was trying to call out my boyfriend who was lying to me all the time. Took me a while to figure out that does you no good. You don't have to call them out. You just need to make your decisions based on what you know. All right. So that was for Cheryl. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo. Okay, next up is Jen. You're quite welcome. I hope it makes sense for you. Miss Jen. Message from Spirit for Jen. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video, guys. If you get any benefit out of it, that would be great. Please also share it with somebody else in case they happen to need a reading. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. We are growing this channel, guys. It is taking off like a rocket ship to the moon. Yep, sometimes letting them know makes... That's true, Nomad, and I'm going to tell you a little story about that. My first husband was a cheater. He was, really. And the first time that he did it, I caught him. And this was before I even knew I was psychic, but I caught him. And then the second time he started doing it, I knew what was up. I didn't have evidence, but I knew what was up. And I confronted him about it. And I basically told him, I said, look, do you want to be married to me or do you want to play the field? Because we're not doing both anymore. And so he said, well, how do you know? And I said, well, I'm not telling you how I know, because if you decide that you want to say to me that you want to stay married to me, then I'm not going to give you tips on how to make sure I don't figure out if you decide to do it again the next time. So, to your point, Ms. Desiree, yeah, you should not really tell people everything. Okay, Jen. Weaver of Spells showing up in reverse. This talks about, not really feeling the energy like you would like to. Three of Bows talks about coordinating, collaborating with somebody else. You may not really be feeling the energy to collaborate with somebody else right now. Let's sail away. All right, best advice or heads up. Look at this, the grandmama, the grandmother. This talks about manifesting. Also talks about enjoying the people around you as well. It talks about appreciation. The grandmother, followed by the 10 of Visions. Talks about manifesting happiness. How do we do that? By showing appreciation. And also, the Child of Challenges talks about manifesting happiness with somebody who has some questions for you, probably somebody younger than you. I'm guessing this is somebody in your home, does not have to be. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Andrew, you're up next, my friend. Yeah, Weenie, you snuck in on me. You're a Scorpio too? Woohoo! You're quite welcome. Are you my YY person from yesterday? Where'd you go? Yes, you are. I'm calling you YY. La da 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 da, ba ba da da da, ba ba da da da. Andrew. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video and share it out to the world if you don't mind. I'm going to sound like a broken record on that because I really want this channel to grow. All right. Andrew. Oh, nice. Talking about strength, Barbara. This talks about having good self-esteem, covered by the Ace of Challenges in reverse. This is good self-esteem that has to do with the idea of passing along good ideas. So you may be passing along good ideas or good information about having good self-esteem to somebody around, or you may feel very comfortable and confident passing along good ideas to somebody in your sphere of influence. Not exactly sure how that's playing out, but we are going to look up at the heads up or advice. I hope you recognize it. So, oh yeah. I think you're passing along advice to somebody else, actually. And I think you're feeling pretty comfortable doing it. I think this person has the 9 of challenges, which means they're full of stress. Look how they're hiding. You can even see, like, in their mind, this little tree looks menacing, even though it's probably not. I don't know. Anyway, what do we have here? We have the Keeper of Spells. This talks about as you're speaking. I think this really combines with as you're speaking. Very charismatic and very convincing, very enthusiastic about that. And when you're talking to this person who is anxious, I think you're helping them to have a vision for what could be the positive things coming up in the future. Okay. Hope that makes sense for you, my friend. All right, let's see here. That was Andrew. Next up is Tammy. Tammy Bambi. Hope you're still in the room, Ms. Tammy. We're going to do a message from Spirit for Tammy. Everybody else, be on the lookout for a piggyback message. It does very much. Okay, cool. You are quite welcome. Okay, Tammy Bambi. Tammy Bambi. Tammy Bambi. Boo ba da doo doo. There she is. Yay. Okay, who's in the batter's box? Eagle, you're in the batter's box. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Boo ba doo 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 doo. Tammy Bambi. Ooh, this has to do with work. And this says really that work has been kind of quiet lately. Best advice or heads up around this. I have no idea what kind of work you do, Tammy, so just so you know. 5 of Boons. This talks about this idea of probably wishing there was more work because you're wishing there's more money. And the Keeper of Visions. With the Weaver of Visions. Now that's interesting. Let's see. Retired. Well, that would definitely be quiet about work. If you're retired, then this work would have to do with something you want to get done around the house or volunteer work, something like that, whatever you're doing to feel like you are contributing to the community. Either way, I don't think that there's not a lot of requests for work coming in. And in that case, instead of being short for money, this talks about feeling like you're kind of on the fringes of society. You're not right in the middle of it. Why do we have the Keeper of Visions and the Weaver of Visions right next to each other after that? That's odd to me, odd to me, odd to me. What's happening there? Oh, okay. So this may be somebody that you help out with things or whatever, but it looks like there's something going on where maybe this other person doesn't have enough money or enough energy maybe for you to be around and help them with something. That could be. Maybe that's why things are quiet because this person hasn't asked you to come around and help with things. And so you're kind of feeling like you're on the edge of things, you're on the fringes of things with this person. Interesting. I'm going to say you get along with this person really well because you're both coming up with court cards in the same suit. Hope that makes sense. That's the best I've got. All right, let's see here. Eagle had a question for me. Eagle, did you ever tell me your first name? Let's see. Let's see. Melissa. Okay. So Melissa wants to know when she is going to get a job. All right, Melissa. When will Melissa get a job? Will she get one between will she have a job by the end of July? Will she have a job by the end of July? Actually, no, we're not going to do it that way. Let's do it this way. I want to use my calendar. We're already done with January. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Show me what month she'll get a job in, please. I think you're going to get a job pretty soon. I have it showing up in February. Let's see. I feel like you're going to have a job offer by the 5th of February, which that's only how many days away? 3 days? I think you're having a job offer pretty soon. I'm not sure you'll be at work that fast, but you will have a job offer that fast. Resonates. Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, let's see. Boop-a-da-doo-doo-doo. So, Melissa, we said 2-5. All right, Dana G also had a question. Dana, are you still in the room? And why you're in the batter's box? Dana G wants to know, is it a good idea for Dana G to go into a place like an assisted living right now? You're quite welcome. A place like an assisted living right now for Dana G. Is that a good idea? Is it a better idea for Dana G to continue to live on her own? Okay. I don't think it's a good idea for you to continue to stay on your own. But I also don't think an assisted living is the place for you either. Is it a good idea for her to just get a roommate of some kind? Have some kind of roommate situation? Yeah. I think your better solution is to have a roommate rather than have all out assisted living. What's your problem? Getting a roommate? Okay, I think why did you have a question for me or did you want a message from spirit? Where did you go? When will she get a job? Oh, so we have another when will they get a job? Well, let's get the calendar back out. Let's get the calendar back out. This is for why. Why, when will why get a job? Please show me. Actually, hang on. I want to adjust my calendar a little bit. That's not what I want. You guys, I'm sorry, I have ADHD. If I don't do this while I think of it, it won't get done. It's good to know your weaknesses, y'all. I don't know where my black Sharpie went. Well, that's no good. Guess we'll have to use this thing. Okay. Yeah, that's lame. I might have to get crayons. Throw that away. All right, we're not doing anything with the calendar after all. All right, why? When is why getting a job? Looks like March. Let's see when. Think you're going to be offered a job March 6th. That's the way the energy sits now. Now, I will tell the both of you whenever it comes to jobs or really anything, whenever I give somebody a date, sometimes if you guys start focusing on that and you're like, woohoo, yeah, and you're focused on celebrating that, guess what? Sometimes it happens faster. So don't be surprised if it happens faster. Even you with the February 5th one. Well, I don't know, Dana. We would have to get into a full-on reading with that. I'm only answering one question for free here tonight in the room. All right. Anybody else in the room have a question for me or want a message from Spirit? I don't think anybody does. I think everybody's already been taken care of. All right, guys, that means it's time for me to get out of here. You're quite welcome, Ms. Dana. Thank you for being here. If you have not already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, you're missing out. I do predictions every week for every sign. You can sign up for my newsletter at my website. That's listed in the description box below. If you want to support this channel, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link also in the description box below. If you want to order a private reading or a Reiki session, you can find out how to do that at my website. Once again, description box below. Thank you guys very much for being here. Have a great night. Peace out.